Captain David Cavell. I'm the Chief Criminal Investigator for the Vermont State Police. To my right is Lieutenant Craig Hansen of the Rutland County Sheriff's Department. The Rutland County Sheriff's Department has been working with us on this investigation. And to my left is Lieutenant Reg Treya. He's out of the Shasberry Barracks, and Lieutenant Treya has been overseeing the search operations today. I'm going to read a brief prepared statement, and then I'll accept some questions. The purpose of this is to just give you a brief update where we stand in this investigation. On May 9th at approximately 5:17 p.m., the Vermont State Police in Rutland received a report of a possible endangered juvenile female that was last seen on the West Proctor Road in Rutland Town, Vermont. The caller advised they were driving at a low rate of speed on the West Proctor Road when the juvenile approached her vehicle, and she estimated that the juvenile was in the age range of 6 to 7 years old. The juvenile indicated she had been hurt and exhibited some physical injuries. The caller was unable to keep the juvenile at the vehicle, and the juvenile ran into the woods and was last seen entering the woods. The juvenile advised the caller that her name was either Angel or Angela, and was described as a white female with dark, straight brown hair, and the caller said the juvenile was missing her left front tooth. The caller said the juvenile was wearing a red skirt, a white t-shirt, flip-flops, and was wearing a mood ring. As a result of this information, troopers from the Rutland Barracks responded to the area, as well as deputies from the Rutland County Sheriff's Department, and conducted a hasty search of the area with a canine unit. When the juvenile was not immediately located, search efforts were expanded last evening and were conducted throughout the early morning hours and are currently still in progress today. The search is being conducted by members of the Vermont State Police Search and Rescue Team, Vermont Fish and Game, New England Canine, the Rutland Town Fire Department, the Rutland County Sheriff's Department, and am I missing one, Lieutenant Treya? As I said, the search efforts are continuing today. The Vermont State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation has been called in to investigate this incident. Detective Kevin Lane, who is the C Troop BCI commander for Rutland, is here overseeing the investigation. Detectives have been assigned to the case, as well as a detective from the Rutland County Sheriff's Department. We have been canvassing the neighborhood, interviewing neighbors, going to residents, and following up leads. At this point, we have not located the juvenile, nor have we received any information from any of the people that we have spoken to, local residents, who have said that they have seen this juvenile. We have no reports from either locally or in the northeast of a missing juvenile matching this juvenile's description. We're going to continue with the investigation today. It's an active, ongoing investigation. I should also mention that the Rutland County Sheriff's Department, their school resource officers, have checked with the schools, and we do not have any reports of missing juveniles matching this description from the schools either. We anticipate that the search efforts are going to continue through at some point this afternoon. Obviously, we will reevaluate how long they will continue based on information we get from the investigation and how much area is covered. I also want to mention that the Vermont National Guard has been involved in the search since last night, and obviously has continued today with air resources to help with the investigation. With that being said, I'll accept some brief questions.
How confident is the state police in this tip they got from this caller about, could this whole thing just be a hoax?
We're not going to speculate at this time. We're very early on in the investigation, so it wouldn't be wise for us to speculate at this point.
Have you positively identified the person that called in?
Yes, the person who called, the 911 caller, we positively identified. The person who's been cooperating in the investigation has been interviewed several times. He's been to the scene with us, and as I mentioned, continues to cooperate in the investigation.
I spoke to a neighbor, and she who had spoken to the state police, and the police had said that the injuries of the girl might indicate that she was raped. What were the extent of her injuries, do you know?
At this point, I'm not going to discuss what those injuries are, because it's an active and ongoing investigation, what these injuries reported to me.
How long from the time the girl approached the people in the car to when she called 911?
It's my understanding that there was some delay because the person didn't have immediate cell coverage in the area, so they had to drive down the road so they could get some cell coverage.
Do you know how long the child was with the adult? The interaction between the two?
By all accounts, it appears to be a very brief encounter.
Like minutes?
I'm not going to specify a longer one.
Can you give us some detail of that and kind of how this person even noticed the girl and why, you know, a lot of people I talked to are wondering why didn't this person grab the girl and keep her until police or somebody could arrive to investigate?
Well, the caller was driving at a low rate of speed at that time at West Proctor Road, right at the junction of Business Route 4. When the juvenile approached the vehicle, as I said earlier, the caller tried to detain the juvenile there at her vehicle. The juvenile ran off.
How bizarre is it for state police to have a report like this, and you're looking for a juvenile, but no missing reports?
It's obviously not very common. Usually when we're involved in these type of searches, we already have a specific report of a juvenile or person that's missing. We're going to continue to research this, do interviews, and obviously expand our search to see if there's any reports of missing juveniles that match this description outside of the area that we've already covered.
Can you help us explain to the public why there isn't an Amber Alert? A lot of people are asking that. I know there's very specific criteria.
Well, the main reason for that is we don't have a specific juvenile that we've been able to identify as missing, which is the reason why we have not activated an Amber Alert at this time.
Is this proper? I mean, is this standard protocol where you bring in the helicopter so quickly, or is the fact that the Cleveland incident is on a lot of people's minds that maybe we've brought in a lot of resources because of that?
Basically, when we have a missing juvenile, we like to make sure we bring out as many resources that we have available to us, especially as quickly as we can. The Vermont National Guard has always been very supportive of us, and it's not uncommon for them to lend the resources in this type of investigation, especially when it's a report of a potential missing juvenile.
Speaking of resources, are they soliciting any help from the public at this point?
Well, as I said, this is an active and ongoing investigation. We're continuing to ask for the public's assistance. So if anybody out there does have any information that can assist us with this investigation, they're encouraged to call the Vermont State Police of Rutland at 773-9141.
And you said you have been working with departments outside of the area. Can you say how far you've reached out? Have you gone into New York, other states?
We checked with law enforcement agencies in the Northeast. I believe we're still waiting to hear back from one of them, which I believe is me. So we checked with those agencies regarding whether they have a missing juvenile matching the same description. And as of now, we haven't got any reports back. That's the case.
And how large is the area that you're searching now?
I'm going to, so Lieutenant Treya is in charge of the search efforts today. I'm going to
Can I ask one question? The girl gave her name?
Yeah, she gave the name of either Angela or Angel.
Can we just switch the microphones?